You better go out and buy stock now. Those are the exact words from Donald Trump after signing a trade deal with the UK. With US-China trade talks on deck and futures holding steady, this could be the start of the next leg up. In today's video, I'll break down the latest headlines, why I believe this bounce has more room to run, and what the overall Nasdaq is signaling for the week ahead. So, let's get started. Let's start with the facts. This week, President Trump announced a breakthrough trade deal with the UK, his first since last month's aggressive tariff push. He doubled down saying you better go out and buy stock now, and teased substantive upcoming trade talks with China, even adding it's coming down in reference to the 145% Chinese import tariff. Despite some early week volatility, like his threats about taxing foreign shop movies, the tone shifted sharply by Thursday, fueling a two-day rally across Wall Street. Now, investors are watching this weekend's US-China talks, and any progress here could create a tailwind for next week's session. Let's analyze this now. The QQQ on a daily chart. As we can see, we are above the 50 MA, which is a key indicator to show which side has control. If we're above it, buyers are in control. If we are below it, generally sellers are in control. And we have done pretty well after this dip that we had here on April 4th, 2025, which is approximately around a month ago, right? And what we would like to measure is, okay, how strong are these buyers? Well, what we can do is measure the momentum of these buyers by plotting an anchored VWAP at that low, which gets the average price of entry of those market participants. So we'll plot it and we'll put it as green to signify the buyers that came in, and we are well above that, right? The average price of entry here for the buyers is 452, and we are currently closed at 488, right? We haven't even touched it. We only touched it once. That shows the intense buying that occurred from that low. All right, now what about now? Let's measure the average price of entry from these sellers. Like I said, why is it important? Well, as we can see, we were in a nice uptrend before we had this decline, right? With the Trump tariff talks, right? So it's important to measure the entry level of those individuals that went short the name, and we'll put it as red to get a better idea. And as we can see, we broke above it, right? Now this is what I mean as this being a possible signal that we are going to move now towards the upside in the overall market, right? What I mean by this is that the average short that, basically shorted the market is now on average losing money. And what does that mean for the buyers? Well, it means that they're more likely, the sellers, to cover their position, to buy back their shares because they're now losing money and they want to protect, pretty much their possible losses. This causes buying. And then those individuals that are looking long are also buying, which causes double buying and usually those bigger moves, right? And what I like here is that we had a decisive candle break above this one right here. Decisive candle break above that VWAP right here, this candle. Now we had a couple of candles hold above the Swing High Anchored VWAP for a couple of days, like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And now we see this candle right here with intense lower wick. What does that signify? It shows that the buyers have been bidding the price. They've been bringing it up, 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 up. They've been bringing it up like this, right? Sellers have tried to bring the price down, but the sellers are not strong enough, and the buyers come in and pick it up, right? And right at a key area, which is the 50 EMA. We found buyers there, right? So what I'm expecting for the next couple of days is that if we get a nice trade deal and we don't get any negative news on these tariffs at all, we will see a major move slowly towards the highs that we had on the overall market. In this case, the QQQ, which is the majority of the tech stocks, my first price target is going to be 541, and my next price target can easily be measured. We'll just use Fibonacci retracements to kind of get the overall potential move before we get overextended on the name. And we can see here we get overextended at that high, but the last price target would be 624 right there. Obviously, this is more for like a swing trade, longer term deal that could happen, obviously not for a day trade, but we always like to favor and look at the longer term trend, because this signifies if the longer term trend is going up, we're most likely to be going up on the shorter term time frames, like the 5 minute, the 1 minute, and even the 30-minute chart, right? You always want to be in confluence or matching the longer term chart. That's where we are always emphasizing this analysis, right? So what I would like to see for the next couple of days is, like I said, we just keep holding above this swing high anchored VWAP, the red line, and have another candle propulse higher like this. This will now signify the entry price. The buyers are now in control, and my stop loss, I will be placing it at around 476 and possibly 462, right? We're following the trend structure, right? We're identifying now the formation of a bullish trend. So we go off of the higher lows, higher low, and higher highs, right? And the most recent and relevant higher lows are going to be the 476 and the 463 dollar level, with price targets, like I said, towards 541 as a swing trade, and overall, before we get overextended, 624. Obviously, this all depends on the overall macro conditions and the sentiment that we overall encounter based on the news that this new administration releases on a daily basis, right? So right now, what I'm looking out for is that exact breakout and continued momentum above that swing high anchored VWAP, which is the red VWAP right here, right? So with overall optimism around Trump's tax bill, the progress in the UK trade, and positive expectations for the China negotiations, the macro and technicals are aligning. I'm staying long biased as long as we're holding above the swing high anchored VWAP at 50 EMA area. I'll be scaling into the strength and trimming into key resistance zones once we have that entry signal. This could be now the early stages of a macro breakout. But like I said, you need to be careful for the headlines to shift the sentiment, in this case, toward the downside. As always, comment down below, are you buying this bounce or are you fading it? And don't forget, if you want early stock picks, market setups, and AI-powered scans, join the Uplift Markets newsletter for free. Let's lock in these gains, stay sharp, stay uplifted, and don't let the market whip you guys out. I'll see you guys on the next one.